Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hut, and of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut too. And this is the Baseball Hut too. We talk about all kinds of stuff here. And let's talk about the New York Yankees. They are in last place. 3.5 games behind the 4th place Boston Red Sox. Bottoming out. And not only that, but they are 1 game under 500. This is the latest that they've been under 500 in 30 years. Let me say it again. It's the first time in 30 years the Yankees have been under 500. Oh, so here we go from FoxNews.com. Yankees hit rock bottom, and this is from Fox News. This is from the news. The news is putting this out. This is not the sports section of the Fox. Fox says this: Yankees hit rock bottom as they go under 500 in August for the first time in almost 30 years. The Yankees are 6.5 games out of a postseason spot and 3.5 games behind the 4th place Red Sox. The New York Yankees have officially, and no, it means officially, hit rock bottom. The Yankees lost a 4th straight game Wednesday night for the 5th time this year, dropping to 60-61 on the season and 6.5 games out of the final wild card, also in last place and 3.5 games behind the Red Sox. The 2-0 was the second straight time they were shut out. The 2-0 score was the second straight. This is great writing from Fox News. Otherwise, nobody watches anymore. The 2-0 score was the second straight time they were shut out, and eventually swept by the Atlanta Braves. Humiliated by the Braves. Not that it matters. We've been Mets got humiliated last week. But more importantly, it put them in territory that an entire generation of Yankees fans have never seen before. Last place under 500. A loser. A losing team. Losers. The Yankees are under 500 in the month of August for the first time since 1995. The Bucs Showalter the Yankees. It has been a surprisingly disastrous season for the Yankees, who won 99 games and went to the ALCS last year. Although they benefited from a historically hot start that put them at a 121 pace in June. Everybody's bragging about the Yankees, they're the best team ever. And basically, you talk about a team that basically collapsed. That's a collapse. Just about everybody has had a tremendous drop-off offensively. One player who has not is Aaron Judge, who missed almost 2 whole months in the injured list with a toe and a oblique injury. That's the oblique. I didn't hear about the oblique. It was always his toe injury. The most mysterious toe injury in baseball history. Entering Wednesday, their .232 batting average was the second worst in baseball, ahead of only the Oakland A's. Their .307 on base percentage was the 5th worst, and their .428 runs per game ranked 21st in all of baseball. Outside of AL Cy Young Award favorite Gerrit Cole, it doesn't matter. His name is Jerry. I'm sure his mother calls him Jerry. The starting rotation is abysmal. Cole's ERA sits at 2.76. The second lowest ERA by Yankee starter is Domingo Germán at 4.56. Who, by the way, is in alcohol rehab because he was belligerent in the Yankee clubhouse before a game a couple weeks ago, and they had to send him out packing. And this is the same guy that got caught twice with sticky hands because he was putting the pine tar or whatever the hell he was putting on his hands. Got in trouble. Then he threw a perfect game, which will be the most unmemorable perfect game in the history of baseball. Wound up in alcohol rehab. They also have 2 pitchers with ERAs over 7. Luis Severino and 7.98, and Carlos Rodon 7.33, who has had just 6 starts since signing a 6-year, $162 million deal, who has had quite a history of being injured, which he missed half the season due to the injury that he got in spring training, and he missed all of spring training. And he's been hurt, and he's pitched terribly, and he's been blowing kisses to the fans in Oakland when he got kicked out of, when he got blown out of a game in Oakland of all places. So you can't take about 10 fans that are there mocking him that are there at the Yankees. He couldn't handle that. The team is 12-23 since July 5th. The fourth worst record in baseball since that date. Fans have called for the firing of general manager Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone for several years now, given the championship or bust mentality most of them have had. That last came in 2009. This is the first time in the history of the Yankees where they've not been to a World Series. From 2010 to 2000 and now, they've not been to a World Series. They've always been to a World Series every decade since they've been the Yankees. Every decade since the 20s, up until this past decade of 2010 to 2020. However, one of them seems to have here to stay. According to New Jersey Advanced Media, letting go of Cashman isn't even on the table for Hal Steinbrenner and is not up for discussion. Hal Steinbrenner is the opposite of his father. He don't fire anybody. He gives more money to the people that are doing a terrible job. However, Boone's future is somewhat in doubt. Boone took the reins from Joe Girardi following the team's surprising 27 season when they went to Game 7 of the ALCS against the cheating Houston Astros team and what most thought to be a rebuilding season. And they got rid of Girardi because they said Girardi didn't have a personality. He was there for 10 years. They knew Girardi didn't have a personality, but the guy won. If there is a silver lining, it is that the last time the Yankees were in this situation, they went on an insane run. The Yankees were 54-59 entering play on August 29, 1995, but they went on to win 25 of the final 32 games to clinch a playoff spot and bring then captain Don Mattingly to his first and only postseason. They would eventually lose to the Seattle Mariners and a memorable ALDS. I would mention that they went up against three great Hall of Famers. Not just Hall of Famers, but iconic players in Seattle. They went up against Ken Griffey Jr., who was considered one of the great players of all time. Randy Johnson, who was throwing like crazy. He was probably considered the greatest left-handed pitcher, if not the second greatest left-handed pitcher in baseball history. And the greatest designated history in the history of baseball history, in Edgar Martinez. I don't care about Dave Ortiz. Dave Ortiz he's not a patch on the fanny of Edgar Martinez. That's for damn sure. But here we have the New York Yankees in last place. A couple things. Aaron Judge. The Yankees have played 121 games. He has played 67. And 3 of the 7 full seasons that Aaron Judge has been in the big leagues, he has only played 3 full seasons. 3 of the 7, he's played full seasons. The other 4, he has missed significant time. Third of a season, half of a season. And here he's missed almost nearly half the games. So this is a guy that's been very injury prone over his career with the Yankees, and they signed him to this massive contract in the offseason. And they have a bad contract on Giancarlo Stanton. And all the Yankee supporters are all trying to figure out, well, maybe if the Yankees did what the Mets did and got rid of Giancarlo Stanton, just spend the money, get rid of the money, and get a good prospect back. Hal Steinbrenner is not Steve Cohen. Everything he's a penny pincher to a certain degree. He's not gonna eat that money. If he does, I'd be shocked. This is the same team that ate the money from Josh Donaldson. He did absolutely, positively nothing for the Yankees for 2 years. Donaldson, who retired like during the season when he was playing. Well, actually, major league pitchers they retired. Then he got hurt. Now he's I'm going to come back. I'm not going to come back. So the Yankees aren't going to eat money. They spend money. They take money in. And Brian Cashman, even there 30 years, he's been general manager since 1998. He's not developed one starting pitcher during that time. Not one. He has not developed one starting pitcher in that time. Luis Severino, Domingo Germán, the last starting pitcher that the Yankees have established from their farm system that they developed, became viable as a starter, was Andy Pettitte. And that was not under Brian Cashman. That was under Stick Michael. 94-95 is when Andy Pettitte was first coming up. They've developed nobody since then. Nobody. So, the Yankees are in big trouble. We keep hearing how the Yankees have this great farm system. They've developed nothing. And there's all kinds of arguing going on here in New York. that the Yankees that are not happy with their analytic department. A lot of the old school reporters here that are big Yankee supporters, like Bill Madden, are complaining that they should fire everybody and go back to the old ways. And there are former minor league players complaining about how they don't teach fundamentals in the minor league system. Who knows? This is a disaster here, and I don't think it's going to get any better with the Yankees. The Yankees are in big trouble. They could be in last place next year because this is a good division. You got Baltimore. Baltimore is a monster. You got Tampa Bay. You got the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox are slowly coming back. So you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.